Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to GoAztecs.com. It is National Signing Day, and we are on the campus of San Diego State University. The defending Mountain West Conference champion San Diego State Aztecs today will announce their recruiting class for 2013. We welcome you in, Jack Cronin, alongside one of the great ambassadors of the San Diego State program, Kevin O'Connell, who 10 years ago was going through this process that we now go through today in National Signing Day, coming out of La Costa Canyon High School here in San Diego, playing for the Aztecs and then the National Football League. Kevin, thank you for being here. Let's before we even get to the Aztecs, before the great recruiting class is announced today, take us back 10 years ago for yourself. I mean, you go here, you play quarterback, you go to the National Football League. You're at La Costa Canyon. Tell us that process, what it's like.
The process as a whole is overwhelming for, I think, any 17 or 18-year-old kid. It's the best time of your life. It's something you've worked for since you were a little kid. It's been a goal to try to play Division I football, come to a great school like San Diego State. So as these kids announce today, it's really about them and their families, and then it's a whole process. Then it's about coming to this campus, getting around this great coaching staff and these players, and really improving as a player.
And it's a much, much bigger production than even 10 years ago. And it's not that long ago. Yes. It's a huge day now, National Signing Day. So what have you seen from the Aztecs and being around the program as you have since you come back to San Diego? What have you seen?
Well, the thing is, we're going to talk about the names as they come in today, the players from all over the country, which is really a new thing for this program, expanding on their recruiting basis. But it's about when they get here. And this staff, under Rocky Long and this coaching staff, and weight coach Adam Hall downstairs, they've developed these kids. And no matter what name we talk about today, they're going to have a great chance to be successful because the way they come in, not only academically, on the field, in the weight room, they're developed to be successful, and it's really created a winning environment on campus.
We are live today here on campus at San Diego State, and we welcome in here on GoAztecs.com our cornerbacks coach, our recruiting coordinator, Tony White. Coach, congratulations. It's a big day for you. You've been here since 4 o'clock this morning, getting the first of these letters in. Give us your entire process, and again, congratulations. It's a big day for you.
Oh, it's a big day for anyone involved with the Aztecs. You know, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of guys being out on the road, but today is a culmination of all that, and hopefully we'll sign all these guys, and we feel pretty good about them.
You talk about being out on the road. It is a national recruiting class. You have Chicago, guys from Florida, guys from down south. Has that been something that you've tried to expand upon as with the success and with the wins, is get out to more homes and get out to more locations to get more kids into this program?
Oh yeah, anytime you win, I think it brings more visibility to the program, and it all starts with the players that are here now, and those guys busting their butt and working hard, being developed by Coach Hall, and winning games. I think it's brought a little bit more, put a little bit more of the spotlight on us here at San Diego State. And we were able to get in some homes that naturally we probably wouldn't have been able to get into. And so this year is one of those years where, like you said, we've got guys from Missouri, Texas, Arizona, Illinois, Louisiana, I mean, all over the place. But again, it's directly related to the players that are here now working hard and winning football games.
All right, let's start by talking about some of these players who have come in here, Coach. Let's begin with the 3 local guys out of San Diego, the 2 from Mira Mesa High School, Addison Morrow and Trey Lomax, as well as Fred Melifano, a guy from Lincoln, great defensive end outside linebacker you guys in on late.
Oh yeah, you know, it always starts at home. Yeah. And when we're going through this recruiting strategy and everything, we want to make sure that we attack San Diego because, again, it's our home turf. There are some great players here, and you're not always going to get all of them. But the most important thing is to attack it and you know, lay everything out online and see where it goes. And with those 3 guys, we feel like we got some quality athletes, starting with the 2 Mira Mesa Cats. Those guys, again, are used to playing good ball. They fit the mold of what we do. We think they're going to come in and fit in nicely with Trey Lomax being a defensive back and Addison Morrow being a wide receiver. We think those guys are going to be pretty good additions to the program. And then with Fred over at Lincoln, he's a guy who we feel like we got a great find in him. I mean, we went out to see him play a couple times, and you notice him right off the bat. I mean, he's a legitimate 6'4", 6'5", can stand up. Now I know he's played on the line in the 3-point, but the cat can stand up and come off the edge and be one of those guys who disrupts you with his length and his size and athleticism on the edge, put some pressure on the quarterback.
You talk about the guys from San Diego, and the local talent is so important to keep in town here playing for the Aztecs, but I want to go out east to Florida. Armwood High School, Daryl Richardson, obviously one of the first guys to send in his letter today. got to be exciting this late in the process to get such a big-time recruit like this that has so many options and possibilities when he gets to campus.
Oh, yeah. And it happened last night where some schools were coming in on him hard. And, again, recruiting is not an exact science, and it's never 100% what you think. And he's a guy who kind of fell into a situation where, he wanted to come in right away, and a school he was committed to wanted to gray shirt him or whatnot, and because, again, the guys in our program here have elevated us a little bit, they took notice of that all the way over there in Florida, and somehow got in contact with him, and within about a span of about 30 hours, I mean, he's become an Aztec. And again, a big athlete. He's, a legitimate 6'4", 6'5", played quarterback, but was athletic enough to split out at wide receiver, big enough to play tight end, can go up and get the ball, can run. And again, when you get a chance to add an athlete like that at the end, I think it's a win for everybody.
He's an amazing recruit to pick up. You mentioned you played quarterback, 6'5", 220. Tell us making the transition now, what you guys are going to look to use him at. And tight end's a position where you need to fill. Gavin Escobar is going to the National Football League now. Tight end was one of your big emphasis, 3 players in the class. But let's talk about Richardson, what he's going to do.
You know what? Again, he's a big athlete. It's evident when he was playing quarterback. Yeah. And then, like I said, in the summer he dabbled a little bit at playing wide receiver. And so when they moved him outside, the first couple of clips that you see of him, he's playing outside wide receiver for the very first time, and he's going up and mossing cats. He's going up at the high point. He's catching the ball with his hands, things that a naturally good wide receiver would do. And so when we saw him in person, we said, hey, this guy is going to fill out to be, a 240-pound guy, 245-pound guy. Let's let it be natural. Let's get him here. Let's develop him, and then and let's start him up at the Y, because he can provide that mismatch. He's too big for DBs, but he's too quick for linebackers. So we think again we got a potentially good player for Florida.
Chicago. I know this is a guy you're real fired up about, Joe Morrow. I think Aztec fans will learn to really figure out that recruiting base out of Chicago will be a big-time plus for this program. Joe Morrow, a guy that obviously the staff's excited about, but I know you as the defensive back coach can't wait to get your hands on Joe.
He's one of my favorite guys in the class. If you watch his film, when you watch his film, you got to get fired up. He's a guy who's came in here and he was a legitimate 6'1", 190 pounds, state champion, and I believe in the hurdles. He can play running back, he can play wide receiver, can play DB, might get big enough to play backer. The sky's the limit with this cat, and he's a guy who can help us tremendously as he develops and as he comes in and he gets acclimated to the program. He's a guy that, like I said, we're all fired up about.
We're visiting with the recruiting coordinator here at San Diego State, Tony White, and we get set now for National Signing Day with names pouring in on campus out here on the Mesa. What among this class, how many guys do you expect immediately that you're going to see starting lineup, immediate impact?
That's hard just because you never know. I know we recruited 2 junior college guys who...
And we do want to say, those are good guys.
Yeah, you always want to recruit junior college guys to come in and play right away, help you right away. But in terms of the freshmen, you just never know how they're going to develop. Some guys that you think are going to come in and help you, sometimes they don't, and then all of a sudden the guy out of nowhere comes in and for some reason he just matured fast and is able to pick it up and he's playing. But there's some potential guys like a Joe Morrow, like especially in the defensive backfield, there's some guys that could come in and play right away. But again, you never want to set yourself up for that because they're freshmen and there's always an adjustment period and all that stuff. But athletically, they can do it. There's some guys there that can definitely do it.
Coach, last one from me. It seems like this recruiting process, at least this year for San Diego State, was about getting faster, more athletic, adding to the guys you already have here, but really size. You look at the corners, 6'1", 6'1" across the board, a lot of these guys. The outside linebackers, big, rangy guys that can rush the passer. Seems like that was a point of emphasis for you guys.
Mm-hmm. On defense, especially, we're always looking for ways to improve what we have. And the guys downstairs did a great job this past year. And when we're looking back on the way we can improve as a defense, number one, we wanted to try to get, with keeping the same athleticism, we wanted to get longer and taller and get those rangy guys that can bat balls down at the line of scrimmage. Guys in coverage, are an inch or two away from batting the ball down. And and like I said, with the backers coming in, you know, a lot of those guys are 6'3", 6'4", long arms. Again, can really run, but people don't realize how much it helps you when you're able to bat balls down or, you know, alter the quarterback's position where he's going to throw the ball because those guys are in the way just by being so long. And in the defensive backfield wise, you know, you always want to take athletes who can cover, number one. I mean, that's our deal. We want athletes who can cover. But in this class, we found some guys that we feel great about that have the size to match up back there. In the safety class and in the corner class, like you said, being 6 foot plus, I mean, that, like I said, that's just a great job for the coaches evaluating the talent, and two, being able to go in the house and convince them to become Aztecs.
All right, well, Coach, congratulations. A heck of a day for you. You were here at 3:30. First one came in at 4:07 this morning. You got a lot of work to do here. Congratulations, and thank you very much for the time.
Oh, no problem. Thank you guys for what you do, and go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs indeed. All of these biographies everything is up online for you. Our great sports information staff at San Diego State has put together everything online for you. Where you are watching right now, the information will be available right here on GoAztecs.com. So, Kevin, when you look at this class, you were talking about the size and the speed in the secondary and on defense. Tight end, 3 guys coming in, trying to replace Gavin Escobar. These are big-time names coming in here.
It seems like they were able to recruit for need,
right.
Obviously, with losing a guy like
right.
Escobar. You have Dominic Vieira on campus already. The Daryl Richardson signing is huge because there was Sdsu schools trying to get him, like Coach White said, up until late last night. So the ability to win football games, get you into the homes of these, forget the stars and the ratings, all that stuff doesn't matter. When this coaching staff identifies guys and they want to go get after them, they're able to sign them because of not only Coach White and his recruiting staff, but the wins that this team has put together, the program that's building. So the signing class in general is going to be impressive, but I'm interested to see these guys get on campus and acclimate with their future teammates.
Jack Cronin, Kevin O'Connell with you here. We'll be back at the top of the hour coming up at 10 o'clock. And when we return, we'll get you a full list up to date of the signees that have already come in, the fax machine ready to roll here today. All the information will be constantly updated on GoAztecs.com. We'll be right back with you here. Stay tuned.